Hi YouTube, J Thomas 1310. Just doing a bit of a tutorial on actually installing a tail tidy for the R3. So I've already gone ahead and just removed my number plate because I'm not going to be displaying that at all. So first steps that we've got to do to actually get the tail tidy on. So the one that I've got has already got the number plate light already installed. So it's basically supposed to be a plug and play. It does come with a couple of connectors so we can adapt into the tail light. So hopefully it'll just change over, and it's already got pre-built bolts as well. So it's using all the original hardware. So it should just be a straight clean swap, which will be good. So bear with me and we'll get through it now. So should mostly just be Allen keys that you'll need to actually get through fairings. So first steps we do is actually remove the rear cow seat and also the main seat, and then we can take off this plate here. So removing your seat, so you can access bolts to your seat by removing this back cover. So it just clips out. So it's an 8mm socket to get this one off. So your seat will just come right off. So we'll remove this plastic cover here, so it'll allow us access into the bolts to actually drop off the original fender. Remove your cover. So you've got your harness going out into collect all the lighting, and then you've got your main bolts that'll drop off the tail. So it's a 10mm socket to get these bolts out. Be careful not to drop these nuts down into the side of the fairings, otherwise if you do drop it as you're getting these out, it's going to be a bit of work to actually get these nuts out of the side fairings. Remove 2 more screws just below the indicators. Connect these. So your original fender, depending on your kit, you may be using the original tail light. What I'll even be doing is actually connecting the original plug and play, or I'll be snipping it. So it'll all be linking up. So you pull the plastics apart, pop out your clip, and then you can remove your indicator. So do keep all these if you're using a kit that's reusing these. So my purpose for reusing these is I'm not real crash hot with the LED ones. Friends have it, you can't even see where they're going during the day when you're following them, so it's more of a safety thing for me. So you remove your clip and you can pop out your light. So you correct polarities on your wirings. So always refer to your diagram if you got one with your kit, so you know one is what. That's always a good idea, just to dummy it up and test it too. Make sure you've got a strong connection. You could always go and solder these on Just be aware when you solder it does affect the current in the tiniest bit, so depending on your lighting setup it may actually cause issues. So it is always a good idea just to throw a bit of electrical tape around just to try and prevent any water getting into it. So there's my tail lights. Light for the number plate. So that's not a bad little light. This next step is preparing your indicators. So you've got your ground on for this one. So it's the 2 grounds for both lights. So you ground all your lights into there, and then match up your colours. So there's a green and a brown wire. It's green, it's brown, so you hook your brown on in. That's your lights. That's left, that's right. So your brown light is for your left. Squeezes in through this little bracket. This is the first time I've getting on mine in, so providing they've sent me the right one. And you can feed it down into your light, peel out the rubber tab, both sides, and firmly push it in, and these will clip over it. I don't know if this camera is picking it up, but there is some real Rasta music going on next door, so it's not me putting background music here or sitting in the workshop listening to music. So make sure it's all nice and tight, so it's in good. And there we have it, there is your tail tidy ready to be wired in. So what I've just used, so notice when I put it on, the wiring goes in, not through the original holes. Fits really tight and flush, so you can't actually get up in the hole, and it's actually not tight enough. So it's cutting the wiring, go up through the hole. So it's otherwise you'd have to actually modify your bike slightly. So where it's coming in, your hole's here, that's actually dead flush. It needs to be a bit of a hole there or more of a bend. So I'm using these original brackets from the original fender, and that'll allow that little bit of space for it to go up into the cowlings. So running all the wiring through. I'm just tapping on finger tight just to make sure they're all in place. Okay, and then tightening with your 10mm sockets. The wires aren't getting squashed, so those spacers have done the job. And when tightening things, it is good to do a bit on each one, just so that it pulls in evenly. Otherwise you can go a bit crooked and end up stripping or bending. And don't over tighten. You don't break your bolt, especially if it's like the tail tie that we're putting on here, as it's actually in the tidy itself, so you'd be up for a new tidy or having to modify it to go and take original ones or a new bolt. That's tight. So I can reconnect these, so it's red to your positive to use your blue, and we'll add some tape again. indicators. So you got your joint earth. And then your colours are matched. You get your green and your brown. Okay, it's a good time to test. So that looks pretty clean. So it doesn't look too daggy with the stock indicators. I quite like that. So make sure indicators work. So left and our right. So now it's just putting the wiring back together. And just to tuck all your wires in. So we can, there's no bad connections here. Everything's nice, covered over and clipped in nicely. Like that. And tuck everything away nicely. Push them in and pop your screw back in. And that'll be nice and secure. See, tucking it up nicely. Your wires on in the road there. Okay, so you do up your seat with your 8mm socket. It also has little clips. Go in. That's tight. Put your seat on. And your finished product. Looks quite good. Finished. So that's how to install a tail tidy on the Yamaha YZF R3. Thanks for joining me. If you're riding out there, stay safe and keep the rubber side down.